What's up, y'all? This is Odell Bazell. Welcome to the Undeniable Expert, where we show experts how to separate from their competition and elevate their positioning in the eyes of the people that can pay them. We do that through interviews. We also do that through monologue with me and other experts. So today on this episode, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a what I call a promotional episode. And the reason why I'm doing this is because we do have an event coming up as of this recording, November 8th through the 9th, Dallas, Texas. We're doing our marketing and branding summit. And it's one of those situations where you're taught your whole life not to toot your own horn. You're taught your whole life to be humble. You're taught your whole life to let others celebrate you and lift you up and all of that. And so I don't really do this much, but I feel like it has to be done because of the results that we keep getting. So as I'm recording this, it's 2024, and we've done 3 of these events already. We usually do 4 a year. So we've done 3, we've done 4. I think actually already done 4. We're doing an extra one this year. But so far this year, we've had one of my clients get 30 new clients from one interview that we've done. I just had another client get a $20,000 contract from one thing that we suggested that he do. I've had another client get multiple 5 figures in speaking engagements and all that stuff. So I got to tell you what's going on. And so I'm titling this $20,000 advice for business owners, but I also want you to come to the event. So coming to the event is going to help you for a variety of reasons. First of all, we talk about authority content, creating that type of authority content. And what does that mean? Because a lot of people don't understand what it means unless they're in our world and we explain it to them. Let's say that you are whatever, you're a realtor. There are a lot of realtors that have come through our ecosystem in the last month or so. Let's say you're a realtor and you want to distinguish yourself from other realtors. How do you do it? Well, you get on some quality video and you talk about 7 things that first time home buyers miss that cause them not to get approved for their first house. And you talk about those 7 things on video and you type it up in the snippets. Maybe you do a video on here's how entrepreneurs can get approved for their first house, because being an entrepreneur is really difficult to get approved for a house if you don't have W-2 income. So you're talking to that because you have authority over that, and you're sharing that with people that could pay you. And you share it on your social media. You share it when somebody asks, well, why should I work with you? You share them that stuff. So it's authority content. It goes directly to our definition of marketing. Marketing is the exercise of continually showing people that could pay you why they should pay you. So you share the authority content. What some people say is they say, well, Odell, I already have videos of me. I guarantee you don't have videos where you're addressing the objections of your clients. I guarantee you don't. And if you do, they're not high quality, because you might have it where you're just looking at your phone or whatnot. So that's just one thing that we do at the event. It's what I call a learn and do event. So we teach you a concept that I just taught you just now. Then we go to your specific profession and we say, oh, what are you? Or you're a speaker, or you're a life coach, or you're a chiropractor, you're a dentist, or whatever it is that you do. And then we say, well, what's one thing that you do differently that others don't? Then you talk about it. Then we say, great, let's crystallize that moment. Let's do it. So if somebody were coming to me, if I was in that event and they said, Odell, well, what makes Get Known Marketing different? I'm glad that you asked that. What we do at Get Known Marketing is we help create authority content, which helps service-based business owners separate themselves from their competition and elevate their positioning and their pricing. We do that through creating various media outlets for people to be on. So when they come to our events, they can leave and say that they've been on this show, they've been on that, and they've done that, and they can share those snippets with their clients, and then they can elevate their positioning. That's what we do. And then I would put that on a reel and then let that reel go. You see where I'm going with that? So not only do we teach you how to do it, then the next day you go into the studio and you go through all of that. So that's just an overview of what you get. Most events, when you go to the events, I've gone to some really great events, some very highly produced events and all that stuff. I'm not telling the magician's secret, but I am letting you know that there is a secret. You know what I mean? There is a secret. I'm not going to tell you how to pull the rabbit out of the hat, but I'm going to tell you that they really didn't pull the rabbit out of the hat. This is what they do. They bring you there. They get you high on emotions, get you feeling good about your future. And then they give you a couple of things that you could do to continue to feel good about your future. Then they sell you some stuff that's going to help you feel good about your future. And then they do that. If it's a multi-day event, they do that at various times through the event. Then you leave. So now you leave the event. You feel good about your future. You feel good about yourself. But then you're left with a bucket of things to do. And you have to decipher which one you do. That's what they do. Oh, and at the end, they upsell you to help you figure out which thing you pull out the bucket. That's what they do. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying that it's a scam or anything. That's just how it is. This is what we do different. We bring you in. We make you feel good about your future. We make you talk good about your future. But we give you specific things to do to reach the future that you want to get to. Then the next day, we do it with you. That's the difference. You got it? Just wanted to make sure we got the difference. So what about this $20,000 advice? It's very simple. For most people, really smart people, it's going to go over your head because it seems too simple. Okay? You ready? You ready? You sure? All right. Interview the people that you want to pay you. Got it? I didn't say it fast, but I feel like it went. Interview the people that you want to pay you. Now, that's the advice. If I left you there, and this is what a lot of people do when they go to an event, it could be a summit, it could be a master class, an in-person master class or whatever. They'll give you that advice, you'll cheer, and then you'll figure out you figure out that you don't really know how to implement it. I'm not going to leave you there, but you should join us November 8th through the 9th, and we're going to help crystallize it for you. You create some sort of media outlet that can be a resource to the people that can pay you. I suggest a podcast. It's the easiest thing to set up. It's the easiest thing to do. Get a podcast together. It doesn't matter what you name the podcast. It doesn't matter. You can be clever, spend all the time trying to be cute. Just put it in ChatGPT and get some different ideas. Then you make a video that could be something like this. Hi, my name is Odell Bazell. I'm with Get Known Marketing, and we work with 6- and 7-figure service-based business owners, and we help them get known by the people that could pay them. And what we're doing is we're putting together a podcast called the Undeniable Expert Podcast, where we bring experts on and they tell their audience what they do for them and how they can help them. We would love to interview you. All you have to do is fill out the form below, and then we'll publish your interview, and it'll be on YouTube, and we'll blah, 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 blah. Bada bing, bada boom. You create a video. You need that video so that when you reach out to people, they know that you're legit. Here's something else that we do at the Marketing and Branding Summit. Imagine this. In the studio lights, you got me. You've got my team that's there. And we say, oh, what's up? My name is Odell Bazell from Get Known Marketing. You should tune in to the insert your podcast name and all that stuff and the person's name. You should tune into Stan Pearson II's podcast, where he's interviewing people beyond the lanyard. And he's talking about how educational professionals and association professionals can learn beyond just what they learn in sessions in the conference. I'm so excited that you're going to be tuning in to this. Stan Pearson's amazing. I worked with him for X amount of years. Tune in. If it doesn't work out, come back to me and I'll slap Stan on the back of the head, lovingly, of course, and make him do it better. See you next time. So imagine something like that being a review for you, so that when people ask, well, I don't see any episodes of your podcast. Well, I got promoted by this podcast. Or if you get the interview package, you can sit down with us and we can talk about your podcast. And that can be an introductory episode to your podcast. You see where I'm going with this? It's so many different things that we can do, but you can do that. You don't need us to do that, but it just helps further deepen the credibility that you have. So after you create that video or that pilot episode or whatever, then you just reach out to people that could pay you and say, hey, can I interview you? That's it. You interview them, publish, produce the interview on your podcast network, on your podcast channel, and then circle back to the people that you like and say, hey, remember when we talked, I was thinking about this idea, thinking about that. Easily do that. That's simple. You can do that now. Or you could just have us do it for you. That's something else that we do at Getting On Marketing. We have a whole division where we just do the podcast for you. We do the first 5 episodes. We rock out. We do that. So all I'm saying on this video, and if you're not watching the video, if we happen to be publishing this on the Undeniable Expert podcast, is you should come to one of our events, obviously. By the time you get this, it'll probably be a bigger event, but you should come to our event and you should specifically interview the people that could pay you on a podcast, on a YouTube channel. Heck, you don't even have to do it through the podcast networks, through Spotify, through Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. You can just do it on LinkedIn. If your ideal client is there, you can say, hey, this is the LinkedIn podcast, and just share a video. So there's so many different things that you could do. Do it. And if you want us to do it with you, do it for you, come to our event. Ask questions that way. We'll see you at the top, not from the top. Take care.